Let's do it. Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche pregame show. We're going low energy tonight because I'm playing sick. The Avs have Ross Colton playing sick, so maybe it all adds up. J. Mike and Rudo coming at to you. Avs lost 2 straight for the first time this year. Is home ice the remedy, J. Mike?
Sorry, fam. Computer crashed. We will, as soon as the boys call back in, we will be good to go. Sorry, fam. You can see my beautiful face if you want for a second. There. Hi. Welcome to the DNVR Avalanche pregame. Brought to you by nobody. We're just, didn't pay the Xfinity bill for sure. Are we excited about this game? Everybody's super low vibes. Rudo's sick. Everybody is sick. So I'm just here by myself today. Yeah, it's just a TIFF stream. Yeah, just waiting for Rudo and J. Mike to call back in. Sorry about that, guys. Again. Thank you. Oh, here's a Rudo. What's up, Ru?
We're back? Question?
Yep, we're back. Oh,
Yeah.
There's J. Mike, and bye, guys.
Sick. Even the electronics not living up to it tonight. That's just the type of day it's been, I guess. Anyway, we were talking back on home ice for the Avs. Is that more breathing room, hopefully?
You would hope so, right? I feel like it's an opportunity to reset after kind of a sluggish showing against Tampa, which to me was more disappointing than losing to Florida on the second game of a back-to-back. That kind of felt like a classic schedule loss, but you lost kind of a wonky, sluggish game against Tampa. Now you get to come back home. You're in your own bed for a couple of weeks here. It's going to be a very active homestand, and what I like about it is the first 2 out of these 7 are against the bottom of the East, right? So it's an opportunity, in theory, to get your legs underneath you again, get that momentum rolling again, get the good vibes going, and hopefully get back on track before you've got a big, home rematch on Monday against who is it? It's the Maple Leafs, I think.
Yes, you play them twice in the next 8 games or something.
Yeah, it's like the first of 2, something like that.
Yeah. I do think home ice, obviously the Avs still haven't lost in regulation there. There's a lot to be positive about, but also they're doing a little bit of surviving right now, or rather they need to start doing a little bit of surviving. Minor updates when it comes to the Avs injury situation here, as we can pull up the injury report presented to you by Common Spirit, the official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. Go get with Common Spirit to not feel like me. Avs have pretty much everybody listed week to week at this point. Not all that surprising for Landeskog and Taves. We were kind of already aware of that. Logan O'Connor continues to be in the mystery box. But Kiviranta and Blackwood, there was some hope that they would be close to good to go when the Avs got home. And it sounds like maybe next week might be more realistic target. So the Avs have some work to do without. I think it's fair to call Blackwood, Landeskog, and Taves at very least key players for the Avalanche.
Yeah, I mean, your depth is being tested. Find a Common Spirit location near you. Discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. It's hopefully an opportunity for some of those, third and fourth liners to get back in the mix. It would be nice to see Bardakov kind of build off of, that goal he scored the other game. And it'd be nice to see Brindley, get up in the action potentially with a little bit more of an opportunity to run with some of those top guys. We'll see kind of how those minutes end up getting divvied up, much like the injury report and the status of the players. It feels like the minutes in any game to game situation is always up for great interpretation going in. We'll see. Bedsy likes to get creative. We know he loves to mix and match, but this is definitely a test of your depth. And I will say, again, I don't want to be too dismissive. You're playing pro teams here, but these are not the top of the East, which obviously has been pretty stout this year. These are teams that really should be layups on the schedule for you at home, even without those key guys. I'd kind of like to see the Avs roll tonight, and in particular, you're kind of hoping for some of those depth pieces to shine, which all kind of have at various points, but it's been a little inconsistent of late.
Yeah, you got the goal from Barkov and Kelly from your depth against Tampa, but you watched your bottom six possession wise get their heads kicked in against that team. And sure, it's a 3-4 on the road. It's a tough spot, all of that. I get it. But you're back at home now, and Ottawa played yesterday. They lost to Utah yesterday, traveled here. They're on the Sagababa. There's no excuse for you not to dominate this team. I don't care which guys you are missing when it comes to the puck play. You should be all over this Ottawa team, and it shouldn't. It's the NHL. Every team is good. Anyone can beat anyone, but on paper, you should really be able to dominate this team.
And I mean, I don't think we want to go too far into the weeds as far as the TMZ allegations type stuff go with the Senators, but even with the Avs having lost 2 straight,
dude, no kidding.
If you're on the interwebs, there's a lot of rumors swirling regarding the locker room status and maybe the camaraderie not being up to par for the Senators right now. If you want to just Google them, I'm sure you'll find it. But it's not a good time to be a Senator. They've lost 5 of 7 coming in. They're on the second night of a back-to-back at altitude, which in all sports is going to be tough. Yep. This is a team, while trying not to be too dismissive, not trying to come off like the arrogant prick that, just assumes the Avs are going to win every game, although for about 2.5 months that proved to be true. Yep. I just feel like this is a chance, these next 2 games especially, to kind of get right. I cover college football. Sometimes those big schools, they play a little, FCS team or something like that in September. There's a quote in the Adam Sandler Longest Yard teams, play some small school, kick the shit out of them, get your confidence up. That's, what I'd like to see the Avs do these next 2 games.
Yeah, you need a little bit of that, and the statistics bear out what we're talking about here. Obviously, we've shown you the Avs stats a million times. There is a lot of ones, and they're really good at everything except for the power play. So awesome. You want the Avs to keep being the Avs, even if it is a little bit of a down stretch or whatever you want to call it, the 2 losses in a row. Not that big picture effective. It hasn't changed a whole lot. And then on Ottawa's side, not that good. They score a lot. They also give up a lot. Their goaltending has been horrible, and with what we were talking about earlier, Ullmark still not with the team, so you're going to get their backup. You expect some pretty weak goaltending. And if there was ever a team to make it a get-right game on the power play, Ottawa's penalty kill is horrible.
I mean, those numbers are glaring. 31st in PK, 31st in goaltending. Against this team, even if shorthanded, this should be a chance to feast, hopefully. I mean, I guess you do have some potential worries of getting into a shootout if you give them some opportunities early. We've seen the Avs at times get a little sloppy, give up, 2-on-1s the other way, or breakaways at times, give up another shorty the other day, which was frustrating. But I just think that I just think you got to go in with a lot of confidence against this team. I'm trying to think of ways to not be a total prick when it comes to the Senators, but I was looking on Hockey Reference before we got on here, just kind of going through their bleak history since going back to Ottawa in 93.
It's not awesome. Yeah.
I just couldn't help but think, are they the cursed child? I mean, Ottawa gets the Sens in 93. Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup since. I don't know. I'm not, put the put the pins together here. You know, there could be a conspiracy at work. I'm trying to summon my inner AJ here.
I'm down. I'm down for this conspiracy. It's the thing with Ottawa, right, is they don't have anyone great. And I don't mean to be rude. Like Tim Stützle is an awesome player, but he has 19 goals. Nathan MacKinnon has 35. Like it's non-comparable. Brady Tkachuk, a very good player. He's missed a bunch this season and hasn't really been that awesome this year if you actually look into the underlyings and
He's
stuff.
-5 and plus minus.
Yeah, and like they have a decent amount of good players, so okay, you know, they're not like the easiest out of all time, but especially when you look at an Avs team who's coming into this game, Nathan MacKinnon and Marty Nate just no points in their last 2 games. Cale Makar struggled against Tampa Bay. I know he picked up an assist, but not his best game by any stretch. Those guys don't stay off the scoreboard very long. So, yeah, you'd like to see the Avs' best players put the fear of God into Ottawa a little bit.
This feels like a game where I want to see them come out strong. You know, dictate the pace early, get them back on their heels again. Don't get drug into a sluggish game where you're potentially, you know, exchanging blows back and forth. I don't know. That's the tactic that a lot of these lower teams have tried to use against the Avs. We're gonna, you know, be really physical and, you know, try and get you to basically come down into the mud with them and potentially do something stupid. Like just get it going, potentially draw some penalties. And if I'm not asking for too much, I'm not trying to be greedy here. Maybe get a power play goal early, just really get the vibes going. And if you do, the atmosphere in Ball Arena is going to be electric. I mean, it's one of the toughest places to play in the league for a reason. Get it going early. Maybe the top line, MacKinnon especially. It'd be nice to see those guys, you know, have a game. And this should be one that, you know, really through the third period, you're playing keep away, trying to keep the clock running.
Yeah, you're the better team. Go play like it. I know the Avs defense has been in flux a little bit with the Tays injury, and you run into a team like Tampa who will cycle you to death and grind you out. Ottawa's not that team, man. Ottawa wants to try and do fancy, cute stuff, and you are just objectively better at that and playing with speed and probably better at grinding it out than them. Like, this is the type of game where the Avs need to put their foot down. They've been such a good team. We'll go into it and play whatever game and we'll find a way to win in whatever the game is. Yeah, okay. But when you're the better team, you dictate the pace. You show them where they have to go to keep up with you. And again, that comes back to your stars. They have to show up and show out on a night like tonight.
Especially coming off of a game that you lost where you did get kind of cycled and your stars didn't really shine. And, you know, it was the depth guys that were able to produce some points for you. This is an opportunity to get it going again, to get back on track. And I would be surprised if we didn't see a pretty locked in Avs team tonight, because their response when they have had the couple of lulls this season, which have been pretty few and far between, it's been pretty consistent. And so I'm not very worried about that. You know, even listening to some of the pregame commentary from Bednar and the players, like it's not like there's panic after dropping 2, but I do think there is a sense of let's not play with our food in this one, and let's just do what we should do.
You know, something's cooking up when Jared Bednar gives a 12-minute presser at morning skate.
Full
you know,
politician. They're playing the Senators. I guess he was just feeling it.
In the vibe, our Toyota Chat is making chess moves. I don't even know. My brain's already melting. I don't know what that's about. We're going to hear from Coach Bednar here. Let's see what he had to say about the injuries and this game.
Added a few mics here recently.
Don't want to miss anything.
Right?
Just 1 second, guys. Okay. Colleen, did you want to lead us off today?
Russ Bolton wasn't out there this morning for morning skate.
Yeah, he's a little under the weather this morning. Should be good for tonight, though.
Jesse?
You guys are announced as participating in the 2027 Winter Classic. I imagine that's pretty exciting for your group.
Yeah, why not? I like it. I think, you know, like the season's a long season. Seems like your preparation for your games is a lot the same. And it kind of breaks the monotony. You know, it's an exciting game to play in. It's an exciting game for fans and families to travel into. We're playing a great opponent in a great city, and I think it's something that you can kind of circle on your calendar and get up for and be excited about. So, we're looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
Right?
I asked Kalen Carr about positive takeaways from the road trip, and he said, the effort was there, but execution-wise, we weren't there so much. What was your take, and where does the team need to adjust?
Yeah, so I like the Carolina game. My takeaway is that you're playing 3 of the top teams in the East on a tough schedule in their building, a little bit beat up. And I like the competitiveness of our team. I thought second and third period against Florida, which would have been the toughest night from an energy standpoint, we played pretty hard and played pretty well, didn't create as much as we would like, so it's something to learn from. And then the Tampa game, we played really hard. We made some mistakes, it cost us, but played extremely hard and give ourselves a chance to win the hockey game. So didn't get the results we wanted, so a little bit of adversity, but I think mindset, the competitiveness of our team, guys digging in with some guys out of the lineup and playing in different spots, they did a nice job.
Kobe, then Corey.
What has Parker Kelly meant to this group since coming over in free agency?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I mean, so in his role, I think he's one of those guys that we've talked about. He excels in his role. That's what he does. And a little bit of a Swiss Army knife as well. So he helps you in a bunch of different areas and in different positions, right? So love the physicality and there's a difference between playing hockey at this level and playing to win, And I never doubt when I see Parker Kelly on the ice, he's playing to win. He's just not out there having fun or playing the game or enjoying life in the NHL. He's competing to win on a daily basis, and he helps drive the bus that way, both on and off the ice. And he's a great teammate. So I think he contributes a lot. And like I said before, you're trying to get as many guys on your roster excelling in their roles, and he's one of the guys that does that consistently.
Corey, then Pat.
I assume Scott's going to play tonight.
He is.
Yeah. So it's 4 games in 6 days, or whatever. And we've talked to both of those guys about that. Correct.
Yeah.
So Glenn Hall passed away yesterday, and he played in 502 straight games. And I'm just wondering.
Yeah. What's changed?
Yeah.
What's changed? Now goalies can't play back-to-back or play too much. Hey, listen, I've had this debate over and over. We need Wedgie now. We need him to play well. We have a goalie out injured, and I don't think it's too much for a guy to ask a guy. The back-to-back is tough, okay? It was tough for our whole team. He's just another guy in that mix. I mean, if you're going to sit and be worried and afraid of an injury might come, you can argue that for every player you put on the ice. Should we not play Mac in back-to-backs or 3 and 4 because he's going to be a little tired? I don't see the logic, right? So we need Wedgie to play real well for us right now. We need him now more than ever with Blackie out, so he's going to play again.
Do you have an appreciation for I think Marty Brodeur was probably the last guy who played 70, 80 games a year. At the end.
I think Grant Fuhr played 81 games one year. He got hurt at the very end. Listen, first off, hats off and condolences to the Hall family. I think he was born in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. I think there's a sign up in Humboldt. That's where I'm from. So, good Saskatchewan guy originally. The record that's never going to get broken. I can't imagine how that, especially today's day and age with some of the things we just talked about. But I do have an appreciation. The game was different. I think there was a number of reasons for it. Elite talents, more of a separation between the starter talent and the backup, and because when they knew they had a guy that could play every game the year they did it, and rightly so. There was a number of guys that played a lot of games through that era, and the game has changed. Rest is a weapon. There's no question. There's a lot of management of the goalies so they're fresh come playoff time. I understand it. I just don't believe in every aspect of it.
Pat, then Harry.
Coach, when you're in the middle of a season like you're having right now, can you take a moment and appreciate it and all the milestones and all this stuff?
Yeah, yes and no. I'm proud of what our team has done to this point, but as a coach, you're always kind of okay, what's next? It's never, to me, okay, listen, I get players, teams' success, previous success. But to me, it's never, like, you got to prove yourself every day in this league, right? So it's never about what you've done. I think you can be proud of your accomplishments and be proud of what you've done as an individual. Like, say a guy scores 50 goals, great, you're a 50-goal scorer, but now, time moves on, and it's like, that was 4 years ago. Like, what are you doing now in this league, right? And what's your role now? And so it's always about what you're doing and what you're going to do, not about what you've done in a way for me. So I love the first half we had, but that's what it was. It was the first half. It doesn't guarantee you anything tonight or in the second half or in the playoffs. So you have to be constantly thinking big picture and what's to come and what the challenges are going to be, and continue to find solutions to all your problems and get your game in the best shape it can possibly be for the most important time of the year.
Arif and Art, hang on 2 seconds. Arif, real quick. Then you. Sorry. Okay.
What's the latest on Blackwood and Kiviranta? And
Yeah.
Is there any new information on Taves, even Logan O'Connor?
Yeah. Okay. Nothing on Logan. Still sorting that out. Gabe is gonna miss weeks. Okay. Upper body, there's not much to know there, except he's sore and he's going to miss some time and then eventually start working his way back. So we're going to be without him for a while. Taser is week to week. He's not on the ice yet, so still he needs some rest and rehab before he progresses to getting on the ice. Kiviranta is the exact same. And Blackwood is on the ice. I would have had him at week to week as well, but now he's missed a week already and he's back on the ice working through it. So I don't have an exact timeline. We'll see how this week goes. Hopefully by the end of the week he's ready to go. Next week.
Coach, you're coming off arguably the toughest road trip any team in the NHL is going to face this season. Feels like maybe the schedule maker owed you one with an extended homestand. How important is it for this team to take advantage of these next 7 games?
Well, yeah, it's very important. I think you always want to make hay when the sun shines, and being at home for 7 games in a row, you want to make the most of the homestand. Obviously, we're facing a little bit of adversity, but it still helps to be at home. Number one, you're going to be as rested as you can possibly be, right, as a group. We'll pick our practice times. We'll get some good practice times, some good video sessions, some teaching in to kind of put our team in a real good spot and work through some of the kinks in our game. We're going to have a bunch of call-up players, so deployment helps. You can sort of pick and choose your spots and when you want to use guys, which should help set you up for success so they're not outmatched in certain situations. There's all kinds of these little advantages that can give you a incremental, bump in your game that can help you carve out some wins. So, yeah, we focus on tonight, playing our best game we can possibly play, and then move on. But we're not really, I'm not studying it all as a complete homestand here, or don't have a number and how many points we have to get. We just want to make sure we're playing well and doing the right things. Again, process over outcome at this point.
Last one's Megan, then Evan.
When the power play has had success over this last stretch, Brock Nelson has been a part of it.
Yeah.
How does he possibly hold the key to getting it back on track?
Well, he contributes to that power play in a bunch of different ways. All the left side draws, he's been doing a really nice job of winning them. He's been scoring from that side of the ice a little bit here recently, both 5-on-5 and on the power play. I can't say he's the key. I think it's everybody collectively, right? So that's been a work in progress for us. We had another sort of big review and meeting today, making sure we're all on the same page and talked specifically about some positioning and some of the ideas that some of our players had, that our coaches had. We've looked at a couple of things that we think can help us. But it's extreme ownership for me. Everyone's involved in it now, right? Hack, myself, Prater giving us penalty kill advice, what teams are trying to do, what could possibly open up, and every guy in the power play has got some input, and we've studied it all and put it together and turn them loose again and see if we can have some success.
Evan?
Taves and Gabe, those are 2 Olympic guys, and
these guys have been waiting to play in the Olympics.
Yeah.
If it gets kind of close to that where they're kind of on the edge, like, is that a player decision of where you let them decide if they feel good enough to go, or with the team kind of?
100% player decision. Because we talked about this the other day. Like, we want them to go, right? If it's something they want, it's something I want. It's something our team wants, right? So these guys have been. Now I can't tell you. Like, right, like Taser, it's not going to be an issue for Taser. Like, I expect him back, like, you know, whatever. If he's week to week and call that 2 weeks, like, he's got a little bit of a runway. Kivy ran to the same thing. You know, Gabe's going to be interesting. He's a little bit more serious of an injury. He's missed some time, but I'm really hoping for him that he's able to get back and get playing, and that will be 100% be his decision. Yeah, we're not going to stand in their way. I know that can, you know, make you nervous a little bit. Guys going in that have some injuries, a rest would do them good. Yeah, I get it, but this is the Olympics, and it's could be a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of these guys.
Sure.
Yep. Thanks.
There you go. Just about everything you needed to hear from Jared Bednar. Since we are on the short schedule with the technical difficulties, let's just jump ahead, J-Mike. Give me a score. Give me a name. Bust out the crystal ball. What's going to happen in this game?
I think the Avs jump out to a big lead. It's maybe like a 2-3 goal first period. Kind of cruise from there. I'm going get right game all around. I'm saying they win this 4-0. I'm going shutout. And give me a Nathan MacKinnon goal. I know that's kind of a layup, but give me it anyways.
I loved all of that. Can they just score three times in the first 5 minutes and then nothing else happen in this game? That would be perfect for me. So that. I'll go 3-1. I think it'll be a little bit closer maybe, but I think we should be picking layups as far as players tonight. You take MacKinnon, I'll take Natchez. You want to see that top line go out and get it done for the Avs. So I think that makes sense on that front. We also have my pre-game picks presented by Bet365, where, of course, things are never ordinary, and our crystal balls are spot on with what my pre-game picks were. I took a Natchez goal, I took a Makar goal, and then I took a Lecky goal because the MacKinnon goal is like minus 135 because he scores like an animal. So couldn't quite get the good value odds on MacKinnon, but for the rest of them, go get the Avs stars on the board and have a fun game on that front. Of course, if you want to follow my bets or do whatever you want with your own bets, do it at Bet365. You must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone that you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Just about less than 10 minutes from puck drop, maybe. I don't know. I don't know when puck drops happen anymore in the NHL. It's all nonsense these days. But look, is anything less than a win disappointing tonight, J-Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're playing the worst team in the East. I know you're a little bit shorthanded, but as a lot of folks in the Toyota chat are pointing out, ain't nobody feeling sorry for the Avalanche after the start they had, after the way this team has shown out. So you're going to get tested over the course of the season. Your resiliency is always going to be a tough thing to sustain over the course of, an 80-plus game season. You factor in the Olympics and everything that goes into that. That's just a whole nother wrinkle. These next 2 months, I think, in general, are going to be kind of a test to this team's will, and we'll see how they're able to kind of withstand that. But you put yourself in a great position. Don't let one sluggish road trip, I guess, and that's even probably being a little bit dramatic, turn into a full-on backslide here.
All right. We'll let the game do the talking from here. I am going to do a watch along. If you don't tune in, I get it. But if you like to see me suffer, this might be the watch along for you. This might be the one. I'm going to try to have fun, or I might pass out halfway through. We'll see. Join us either way post game, where J. Mike and I will break it all down, whatever happens in the game. We hope to see you there. This has been the DNVR Avalanche pregame show, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
We all silly like the mayor.